Hi, welcome back to another Insider. Today we continue our website month, and even though it might look like a little bit of a repetition, and I know my description on last video was a little confusing because it's more about what today is about than what was yesterday last week, but today we are going to talk still about templates. We spoke about templates last week, but in the prospect of the page builders, and today we are going to talk about the templates, but how to choose a template and how to use plugins to our advantage so we don't get overwhelmed and overworked. So come with me, let's talk templates. So let's talk templates, and I know on my description of last week's video I kind of mentioned choosing a template, and that wasn't what the video was about. It was more about the difference between WP blocks and Elementor. For example, Elementor is the page builder that I always use, and I believe most of web designers use as well. There's other page builders, other plugins. Now even hosting companies offer their own page builders, which usually are a little bit more limited than using WordPress and installing a plugin for a good page builder that will allow you to get more out of your website, or should I say out of your template. Now today, yes, it is today, not last week, today we are going to talk about templates, choosing the templates, and not get caught up in the abundance of templates and all of that can be sometimes time consuming and overwhelming, I would say. If you have built your own website, you know what I'm talking about. There are way too many templates out there, and you start looking, and then you like one, and then you like another one, and you might install one to try it out, but then it does not have, or you cannot manipulate it the way you want, and then off you go. You uninstall, you install again, and then you find out, for example, in my particular case, I use a local host to build my website, and then when it's time for launching, I launch it on the live environment. I do not recommend to build your website on a live environment because all sorts of problems can occur, including your website being indexed whilst it's still not finalized. So it's not a good practice, and especially if you are installing a new version of your website, you obviously are not going to build your website on top of the other website, because as soon as you put another template, you alter all the website that you have. And of course, I think I didn't even need to say this because everyone knows it's not good practice. So I use a local host. In my particular case, I use local by Flywheel. I must say it used to be a very, very good tool, but with time it became not so good. I would say I tried to install others, but I found them rather complicated, so I did not end up installing other options, but I'm still on the look for a much better option than local, because I find local these days is very slow, and when you try to look on your website, you try to look how the website looks, so the preview, sometimes it does not give you the preview that you would get. It gets all sorts of issues. Now it offers the possibility of having a staging environment, so like a live link that you can see as if you were live, as if the website was live, which is slightly different from the preview. But again, it's very slow, sometimes does not load, and has a lot of problems. So I might do a video about this tool, but so far I haven't, because I haven't found a proper replacement for it. And quite frankly, I'm not entirely happy with local by flywheel. So I'm not going to say, well, use it. If you have another tool, if you have another local host provider that you use and you are happy with, please leave in the comments below, share with everyone, because that's what this channel is all about, sharing information and having everyone the same opportunity. So let's go back to the templates. When choosing a template, as I was saying, it becomes a maze, because, and it happened to me before plenty of times, where I installed one template, I started modifying that template, I thought, okay, this one is good, but then I hit a brick wall because there is some little part of the template that I cannot manipulate the way I want, and I think, nah, this is not good for me, and then I have to totally delete the website on local and start again, because once you take that template and you put another template, there's cookies, there's parts of the previous website that remain on your WordPress installation, and then they may get all sorts of conflicts with the new template, and then you have exactly the same problem, and here we go again, and you just go on a vicious cycle of choosing templates and trying templates, and quite frankly, it's time consuming, it's overwhelming, and it doesn't get you anywhere. So I think the secret is just have an idea in your mind first. So first of all, and I said that last week, stay away from WP blocks. I mean, if you have used it and you are used to it and you work with it and you like it, by no means go ahead. But I would say I would stay away. It's usually, I find, or my experience has been over the years, that templates that are built with WPress blocks, which is what WP block stands for, are very hard to manipulate. Although they may try to sell it as very intuitive, very easy, very user-friendly, I don't think it is, because they claim it's just drag and drop, you can put all the areas, etc., etc. But when you start actually doing it, you find so many problems. And I already gave you the example, for example, that happened with me with my current template, that I had to delete all the footer widgets altogether because I was hitting a brick wall. I was trying to put, that I have on my website, I have my information about updated words with a logo and then a little bit of text, and then my socials. Then I have all the important links that are, the frequently asked questions, the T's and C's, the privacy policy. I have another section where I have the location, where I put Hornsby, that's where I'm located. And then I have a section, should I say, where I have my disclaimer about the orthographic agreement of the Portuguese language, to which I do not comply. I'm 100% against it. And of course, since I am 100% transparent, I need to let my clients know that I do not comply with that and that I have this very strong position against it. So I need all these 4 areas in my website. And that template actually had 4 areas. So I thought, okay, I might be able to work with this. But then, first of all, I have the logo from NATI and also from the Chartered Institute of Linguists. That, because I'm a chartered linguist with the Chartered Institute of Linguists and I'm a certified translator, I have the right of putting a little image showing that I am a NATI translator, so a NATI certified translator, and that I'm a chartered linguist with the Chartered Institute of Linguists. So I have to put 2 images. I tried that. The images were not aligning. The images were not coming the way I wanted them to be. Resizing them was a mess. Getting the website to comply with what I wanted was totally almost impossible. Then with the socials was the same thing. I was putting the logos of the social media pages, but they were not coming the way I wanted them to be. Then adding another logo was out of, it was seriously was very complicated. And I've been doing websites for a very long time, so it's not that I'm totally inexperienced on it. And I really found it really, really, really complicated. So, and this was just one example. And at the end, I had to uninstall the whole thing, reinstall it again, and try to delete. So I actually had to choose another template and delete the footer from the template and hope for the best that it would allow me to create something with Elementor without being a huge space in blank in the page, which I wouldn't want. Fortunately enough, it was possible to do that. So I deleted all the footer widgets from WP Blocks, and then I created a footer using Elementor, using one of the plugins from Elementor, which is Elements Kit, which I have mentioned, I think, in my last video, and I will mention today. And then, Bob's your uncle, I had something done. So this is why this is a practical example on how WP Blocks can be really complicated. So don't try to run away from it. As I said, I use Elementor. Is really good because it's easy. And now with these add-ons that you have for the plugin, you can do basically everything. I remember a few years ago, one of the roadblocks I used to find in terms of template for my website is that, as you know, I like to put my pricing. And on the on page, I always like to have that section about pricing because I think it is good, and it gives that assurance to my clients if they go to my page and they see already the charges that they will incur if they hire me. So I always wanted to have that. And back in the day, a lot of templates did not have that, or if they did, you would have to pay for the premium template. So now with Elementor's Kit, for example, which is an add-on, which is another plugin that you include on your WordPress installation, you can not only choose full templates, they have a list of full templates that you can choose, and there's plenty of them. All of them, or most of them, I think all of them in this case, built with Elementor, which perfect, I would say. But you can also include just sections. They have templates for sections of the website. So if you want the pricing section, for example, they have options for you. If you want the footer section, for example, they have options for you. You can choose the full template, or you can choose just sections to add to your template and make it your own. So it's very good. These plugins, they are very good, and they are an addition to your your Elementor. Of course, you have also Elementor Premium that you can pay and gives you even more options. I never had the paid plugin because I think, okay, I can get away with the free version. I think it provides me a lot of stuff. I can do a lot of stuff. But of course, it all depends on what you want to do and how many, quite frankly, how many websites you build a day, or a year, should I say. Because, of course, if you're just going to build a website for you, and the norm is to update your website every 3 years. So every 3 years, you're going to build a website. Is it really cost effective to be paying for a plugin that you're going to use just once every 3 years? I would say it's not. So It all depends, of course, of what you do, how many websites you need to build, what usage would you do to that plugin, and if it really justifies you to pay that. But if it does, by no means do it, because it really allows you to do a lot of stuff. So it's a really good. Then you have the Elements kit, which is the add-on that you can add. And as I said, gives you full templates and sections that you can add to the website. And then you have Starter Templates, which is another plugin that gives you a wide range of templates. I think my current website is actually from Starter Templates. And you have, and you can choose the ones from Elementor and the ones with the WP blocks. So you can automatically exclude WP blocks, whilst if you go through your normal your normal list on your WordPress installation, you cannot really exclude. You can put just Elementor, but you should put what you want from the template, not what is used. So I would say that this is good because you can automatically choose what you want. And then you have another one, which is Templately, that also has a lot of templates to choose from and has a few sections, not as good, but still quite decent. So what it means is, yes, you have more choice. Yes, it will be another infinity of templates, but the secret is you have to plan, as I said last week, plan ahead, have an idea in your mind, and then you just look for one or two and you see, okay, this is the one, and that's it. Now, very, very important, and this I think is fundamental. When you are choosing a template, always check reviews. I know that a lot of templates these days don't have reviews because they keep on putting new ones, and unfortunately a lot of people don't leave reviews, which is sad. I, for one, believe that you should always leave a review. First, if it's a good review, you also helping the creator of that template, or the business owner, if it's on another product or another thing, to improve. You help that business owner to get more customers, and you show them appreciation for their work, and you show them that you are happy with what they did, and you recommend to others. If it's not so good, you are actually helping that person to improve. And if there's anything that they can improve, they are aware that someone said, okay, this is very good, but there is a few things that you could improve here. And this will allow the person to know what possibly may be improved and do it. So I believe that leaving a review is always good. Obviously, respectfully. I know that a lot of people, and unfortunately we live in a world of negativity and toxicity, and a lot of people, if something is not quite right, they just go the toxic way. I don't think going the toxic way is the way to go. You may show that you are extremely upset. You may tell other people, please don't go with this company. I've done it. Namely for Ostinger. I've done it a few times in their posts. Every single time I see their bogus posts trying to convince people to sign up with them, I just have to go there and say, please don't. Because I know they bogus, they scammers, they horrible company, and therefore, and I know that they haven't done anything to try to change. I had my friend almost 1 month without a website, and they did nothing to change the situation. They did nothing to help her. So these companies, sometimes companies, they just the way they are, and they don't even try. So, but I mean, I was never toxic. I don't think toxic or negative or very nasty is going to help you. So if something is not right, you may say, well, I like the template in the beginning, but I found this in such and such issues that I would love to see resolved. So I think whatever it is, feedback is always a positive thing. Even if you are criticizing something, even if you are pointing out a few things that need change, it's always a positive thing overall. That's my view. So even if my clients have something to say about me, I always take it on board. I always take it and I try to improve. So far, I never had a client having negative reviews about me, but it might happen. Hopefully not. But I had clients, for example, questioning me, things, asking me questions, which I welcome. And I replied straight away, for example, in regards to what Updated Words is. Some people think or believe it might be a company, and because I mentioned in the bios of Updated Words that we started as a team of independent translators, one client actually thought that if Updated Words is a team, if it was going to be the translations were going to be done by more than one person. No, not at all. It's going to be me. At the moment, actually, I'm running the business myself, so we're not a team anymore. And Updated Words has always been a commercial, so a trading name. But I always welcome these questions, and it's always good. So much so that I actually included that question from that client on my frequently asked questions, because I thought, well, this is a very, very good question that a lot of clients may have. So I'm going to have it there. So this is to say that leaving feedback is very positive. Whatever you have to say, if you say it respectfully, if you make your point, if you explain what you think is positive or you think is negative, but on a respectful way, I think is a very, very good way of communicating with that business and telling them, showing appreciation and actually helping them if there is something they need to improve. So I think that's good. So check reviews. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't do that, and that's why a lot of templates don't have it. And then updates. The last time that template was updated, and compatibility to your PHP version, to your WordPress version, all that sorts of nonsense. When you read, for example, for translators, a plugin for translation is required, or I would say would be required. I use Polylang. Check if it's compatible with translation. Some templates, they mention that, some others don't. Usually I find that you will have no problem. You will just install the plugin and you will navigate through it and it will work. But if it says that it's compatible, some are even compatible with Polylang, and you say, okay, this one is perfect. So make sure you know all these things beforehand, before you install the template, so you have less chances in it a brick wall. This was, I think, what I wanted to say about choosing the template, not getting overwhelmed, and making the right choices. That's I think it's the secret. And I hope you liked it. And that's all for today. I hope you liked this video about templates. I know it's a little bit of a repetition since it's still about templates, but in a different perspective. Last week we spoke about the page builders, which is also something that can make or break a website, I would say. And this week it's another piece of the puzzle that is so fundamental. You can't have a website without a template, and sometimes choosing one is going into a maze of templates, and it's time consuming and really waste your time that you don't need. So I think if you plan, if you have an idea in your head, And when you go and you look for the templates, and these plugins that I told you about are really good because, for example, they already select the ones that use Elementor in the case that you are avoiding WP blocks, which I do. It's good because they are already selecting the templates that are not built using that, so it gives you that assurance. And then if, for example, you are choosing a template that has been already built with the page builder that you are going to use, for example, in my case, Elementor, you know that you have the plugin installed, and then everything that you do within Elementor, it's going to be accepted by the template because the template was already built using that page builder. So it's sometimes it's little steps, tiny little things that make the difference, and it does not need to be difficult. It does not need to be time consuming or overwhelming. If we just take a few steps and try not to overwhelm ourselves. I know I did, and that's why I'm doing this video now, because I know I've done it so many times. Every single time I needed to publish a new version of my website, I would spend hours and hours and hours going through templates, installing templates, and then not liking it all, hitting a brick wall, deleting the template, deleting the whole website, starting over again. And this would consume me sometimes weeks that, quite frankly, I don't have because I have other stuff to do. I have my business to run. So I would say that these new plugins, they are absolutely amazing. I love them because they allow you, although they allow you more choice, and they do, they also allow you to control the choice that you have, if you like, because you can control which type of template you're going to use. You can even set categories if you want, for example, for an agency, if you want for an accountant, if you want for an architect. It has all these categories, and then shows you templates, just like in the WordPress repository. It's the same thing, but obviously not using something that you don't like. So I hope this video was helpful. We will continue throughout the month talking about website and the several aspects, plugins, templates, everything, because I think it's a very important aspect of a business. I believe everyone should have a website, and I think it does not have to be complicated. It does not have to be expensive. We don't have to waste, or should I say, pay $4 million for a website like our Bureau of Meteorology. We can do it ourselves with way less. It's just such a fundamental part of the business, having a proper professional website that shows information about you, your business, what you do, who you are, and it doesn't have to cost a thing, or it does. Of course, you have to pay for the hosting and the domain, but that, I wouldn't say that doesn't even break the bank. And of course, in regards to the website, there's always free options out there that you can go around and pick and choose and have things done without spending much money. So I think is a fundamental part. That's why I keep on bringing about websites. I keep on bringing about this topic because I think it is a very important one, that we need a website. I think is fundamental. And I keep on trying to share my views, share my experience, my journey toward building websites, building my own website, building websites for others that I have already done as well, and what I have learned so far, what I have experienced, and all the roadblocks that I have encountered. I'm sharing them with you, so I try to avoid you going that way too. So if my view here is, if I share this with you and if I tell you this is what may happen and this is why, this is what I now avoid because it happened to me and I wasted way too much time, I think if I'm going to save you some time and money, I think I did a good job. This is my theory and I'm sticking to it. So, but if you have any suggestion of any topic that you would like me to discuss in our insiders, please leave a comment below. Suggest, I'm happy to accommodate that. If you have any questions regarding websites, if you are building a website, and if you want any, any information about it, any suggestion, anything like that, just right away. Put a comment below. I will be very happy to answer you or any other question. As I said, next year I will be compiling a range of topics that I know a few or a lot of viewers have been going for. I have a lot of old videos that have been having a lot of track and a lot of people have been watching those videos. The information on those may need a little bit of refreshing, so I will be bringing those topics back with obviously a new update, new information. So stay tuned. For all of you that watch my channel and may have watched those videos, I'll be talking about things like, for example, the NATI exam, all these things regarding to websites like frequently asked questions page, terms and conditions, all these things. I'll be revisiting those topics next year. I'm gonna do a survey of all my videos, of all the viewers and the videos that keep on having a lot of track, and I will be revisiting those topics. So please, but if for example you have seen one of those videos and you would like me to revisit it, you would like more information about it, please leave a comment below. I'm very, very happy to answer you, and yes, I will be revisiting those videos. So, and you know the usual, put a like in the channel and subscribe to the channel with a little click on the bell so you get a notification of a new insider every week. Before I go, I would like to thank you all for watching and I'll see you next week. Have a good one. Bye.